Hello?
Alright.
Hello? Why
So,
do you disagree with the statement above me?
because realistically, without that degree in the end, you can't get a good job.
And you're a prime example of exactly why it is a scam when you realize that majority of people who have a degree actually can't get a job right now, and even if they are getting a job, they could learn the stuff they need for that job on the job training. And so the fact that you're in this mindset that you need a degree to get a job when there's degree apprenticeships, a lot of people aren't told about those, where you can get a gap year, you can take time working, and work experience is more valuable. Honestly, it's quite insane and quite sad that a lot of people have been duped into thinking they need a degree, and you are a prime example of it. You don't actually need one necessarily.
Well, you're not wrong in that sense. I'm not saying you are wrong, but if you want a degree apprenticeship, they're like 0.7 acceptance rate.
Yeah,
To
I
pay,
agree that it's getting more competitive, and I feel like it's kind of falling into this kind of rabbit hole that university is falling into, with everyone being like, oh, you need to go to do anything, and then 40% of people have a degree, and then it's like it's so competitive to jobs that you can barely get one. You'll just be applying and applying and applying and be rejected from like so many. However, yeah, I still think it's kind of worth it. At least you're getting paid. You don't get into a lot of debt, and at least you're getting paid whilst you're doing it. And yeah, that's it.
I can't speak for America, but for UK, our student loans aren't as bad, I'm pretty sure, as
Yeah, they're
America.
not as bad, but they're still pretty bad. It's like a graduate tax, and despite the fact that you have to earn a certain amount for them to start taxing you or taking it to pay your degree, the interest does keep rising, and that's either a matter of staple or have a large amount of your income taken away from you until it's wiped off after you're like 50, which is like way into the future, and like a lot of your portion of your life is already gone. And just one second, I just want to see the comments. Someone said they are getting gaslit after doing a degree. They're told to get experience at a non-degree job. Yep, you're right. And someone said, if you think it's a scam, why are you student? Again, just because you're a certain student and you've been like gaslighted, ironically, or tricked into it, doesn't mean you can't speak out against it. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
Like, I'm going on a gap year for my uni before I join, because like I want to enjoy a whole year doing stuff with my friends and mates. But the thing is, like,
That's quite a privileged position, to be fair. A lot of people don't have the luxury, or at least they have to work during gap year.
yeah,
But
no, I'm doing a few months of work and then
okay.
going away. Yeah, but the thing is, I know how you're saying it's a scam, but you get that maturity from university, from that education as well, if you know what I mean. If you know, do you see where I'm
Uh,
coming from?
I feel like you get more maturity. You could get that in a job. Like, what do you mean by maturity? Like, that's a very subjective word.
I
Like,
feel like
what?
you get that like you understand the worth of the education you're getting after a
Yeah, but
certain.
what is the worth? From what I know, it's just memorizing stuff to just regurgitate it. And the only kind of worth is specifically if you have this certain piece of knowledge that you have to memorize from a textbook that's definitely needed for a certain job, perhaps in like STEM, engineering, medicine, technology. There's a certain specific thing like coding that you need to know. Outside of that, truthfully, you may not necessarily need it, which is fundamentally what I'm saying, which is why, like, you say worth of not of education is like it's just memorization. It's just glorified time wasting, fundamentally, in the words of Charlie Kirk.
Uh, um, oh, I don't know what to say anymore. Yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, well, appreciate you
Uh,
coming on. Good lord, the amount of times people say you're not wrong. God damn it, universities, college, stop scamming people. God damn it, you need to stop scamming. They're taking your money, putting you in debt, and giving you more interest. That's crazy. Good lord, they're really taking your money, putting you in debt, and giving you more interest. That's crazy work. God damn it, that is crazy work. Anyways, let's move to the next person, guys. Bro, why is this dude's name that, bro? Join the guest request if you disagree. In my country, there's work experience including. Yeah,
well,
whilst it
hello.
may have certain opportunities, 1 second, Terry. Whilst it's not all bad, certain things of university can be a bit useful, like the connections that you make at university. I'd argue that that still kind of falls into the bias of the fact that, listen, if you're going to a good university with connections, you'll probably be all right even without going to university. You can get connections through your parents, through friends, through even, high school. You don't necessarily need to go to university to do all of that. Like, but yeah, carry on with what you're saying. Anyways, Tyrese, go ahead and unmute yourself, buddy.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, do you disagree with the statement
Oh,
above?
right. Yeah,
How
sorry
old are you?
about
How
that.
old are you?
Yeah, basically.
How old are you? What is your age? What is your
Oh,
age?
right, 20.
Do you disagree with the statement above?
You up?
You disagree with
Oh, it depends really,
okay.
because I can only really speak for like IT and tech in general. I don't really know kind of like
Well,
other careers.
speak for IT and tech.
You up?
Speak for IT and tech. Like, what do you want to speak about
Oh,
that?
right, okay. So I didn't do a degree and I didn't really do an apprenticeship. I did try to find one, but it was pretty hard to do. So what I just decided to do was just hone in on my skills and then apply through obviously having the skills for the role. It took me about 2 months and a lot of networking on LinkedIn, and then I ended up getting the role. And now I have that experience. Some people reach out to me and I'll go to events. I think I've been to about 25 events and I didn't even apply to the event. They came to me. And then, yeah, I got an offer for 35 grand. I'm just not sure if to take it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, obviously that's your choice depending on your situation. You know your situation better than me, but I think you raise a
yeah.
fundamental point in that, it's kind of like for a piece of
Mm,
reason for university. One second, you're breathing quite heavy. You are kind of out of breath. But another reason for employees just to tell the employer that, hey, it's just a piece of paper for the employer. That's fundamentally why a lot of people go to university, just to be like, hey, I did this, and please give
yeah.
me. When in fact, in your situation, you learned it yourself, and you kind of like then applied for a job, which can be quite useful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, it wasn't anything that was said from a teacher. It kind of just came down to I was failing the course at college, and I was like, well, I don't want to have nothing. So, is there any other way I can get into my career without actually having the grade? And then
Mm.
it just led to a lot of networking. I think the thing I did was I downloaded an app called Meetup and an app called Eventbrite. You can find local events within where you live, and I just went to every event that was posted. I think I just attended like 10 each week, just tried to get to as many as I could, sometimes just doing 2 a day and stuff like that. And then at each event I went to, I made sure that I got the LinkedIn of people that were there, because the more people you know, the easier it is to actually break into an industry, in my opinion.
Yep, fair enough. And you did all that without college or university?
Yeah, I mean, I got the grade in college, but I've not used it since.
Yep.
Like,
You haven't
I
used it.
haven't I haven't been asked, but obviously I can't really speak for like medical careers or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like that.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I can kind of attest to medicine that it's not necessarily the
Mm,
whole system of physician associates kind of disproves the fact that you need to go through years and years of university. But yeah, I appreciate
yeah.
you bring up.
I mean, I don't really know anyone that's done it without a degree when it comes to like doctors or anything like that. Obviously, if there is
Yeah,
someone,
yeah. Obviously, I think you need to agree for that one, but it's less that you don't need to agree, and more that you don't need every single class that you take on that. It's not all necessary, and that they could absolutely make it at least a couple years shorter, which would save you so much money in
mm,
debt as well.
yeah, no, I get you. I mean, like even my brother, that he's on 65 grand at the moment, and his job has nothing to do with the degree that he took.
Right.
But he was like, well, I need to find a way to get money without, obviously, because the degree that he did, it was very saturated. So he just kind of found another way to get into the industry within like tech, and he does data privacy at the Royal Bank of Canada. So he's been there for a bit. But yeah, and it's mad because I've done like 6 interviews after leaving college. I was very close, and my first ever interview was for 30 grand. And that was
No.
like the first month out of college. So
Fair play.
yeah, and
Right.
in January I'm going to the